It's November 19th, 2024. It is 5:30 and we are in the Bosch Freilich Meeting Room, Mandan City Hall on a very snowy and windy evening. Mr. Neubauer, could you please take roll call?
Commissioners Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Here.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Here.
Mayor Freilich.
Here. Commissioner Brown will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have some announcements tonight. First up is the holiday lights on Main. Matt from the MPO.
Thank you, Mayor Freilich and Commissioners, for having me here tonight to talk about what is happening in Mandan coming up next week for the holidays. The holidays in Mandan and with the Mandan Progress Organization quickly becoming a busy time of the year in the last 3 years. Normally we're focused on our summertime events, but we're really kicking it up here during the wintertime. So next week on Friday, we have our grand lighting for the holiday lights on Main for Dykstra and Heritage Park, which is at 6 p.m. Will take place on Main Street, and we'll kick off the holiday season and the holiday lights on Main attraction. It will be open nightly after next Friday from 5 to 10 through January 4th. So folks can have a great opportunity to come downtown Mandan and check out the holiday lights and enjoy the festive atmosphere that we've created. The phase 2 of the Visitors Fund request that we had this last summer has gone fully into effect. We're already seeing some of the fruits of that with the new streetlight decorations that went up on Main Street last week. We want to thank the Public Works and Utilities team for hanging all those new LED lights. The snowflakes and other characters are now on the light poles on Main Street and look pretty festive when you're on the street. So people have already kind of commented on it and are liking those new lights. The new displays in the park are up and ready to go, and we've got the new entrance on the library and the new LED lights on the Morton Mandan Library on the southwest side by the entrance are up and running as well on the building. So we're seeing all of those things coming together for next week. So we kick off with the grand lighting on Friday. Saturday we have our Small Business Saturday celebrations, kind of going out promoting shopping local here in Mandan. And then we also have our Santa's Arrival, which takes place Saturday afternoon. So we've got Santa. He'll be coming down the street, arriving in Mandan and in his covered wagon that he likes to come down in Western flair. And so he'll be meeting and greeting with visitors at the Morton Mandan Public Library on Saturday afternoon, which will then lead into our second night of the holiday lights. So it should be a nice, busy, I see cold weekend next after Thanksgiving, but we'll definitely see the folks out. New coming up this year as well for this holiday season, we will be hosting the Santa Run here in Mandan. The MPO is taking that on and continuing that tradition over here for the 11th annual Santa Run, and that will take place on December 14th. And that will take place by Dykstra Park. It will run a little bit of Main Street, but we will do some of the neighborhoods in South Mandan down by Municipal Golf Course around Mary Stark. And it will start and end in front of Dykstra Park, which will be great. And we're moving it to the afternoon that day so people can enjoy the holiday lights as they turn on, and they are finishing their 5K run in all of their Santa suits. So it should be a fun time. But other than that, our website, visitmandan.com, is going to have everything on it this next coming week here with all the schedule for the upcoming events, sponsor nights, nights with free hot chocolate, and everything that's going to be happening down in Dykstra Park. So it should be a nice, busy holiday season in Mandan.
Mayor Matt, I don't think you said what time is Santa's arrival on Saturday.
Santa will arrive, I believe, at 12:30 is when his sleigh touches down right there.
For those watching
Main Street. So 12:30, he'll come down Main Street, and then 1 to 3 is the visiting times at the Morton Mandan Public Library.
Okay. Thank you, Matt.
Yep, no problem.
Small Business Saturday, November 30th. Madison?
Yes. Mayor and Commissioners, as Matt did mention already, but Small Business Saturday will be the day, day after Black Friday, but the day after also the grand lighting. So just want to encourage community members to come down and support our local businesses in Mandan, because Mandan's made up of very unique businesses. So we want to support that. And yeah, even though it might be cold, you probably ate a lot of food, so you should probably walk it off anyway. So it'll be a great day. But yeah, just make a day out of it, and I encourage everyone on November 30th to shop small.
Okay, thank you, Madison.
Mayor Madison had a question. On this small business, do business have you go in sometimes this time you could go in and have apple cider and different things like, are they going to be having that? Do you know?
Mayor, Commissioner Rory, yes. Usually on Small Business Saturday, they will have a special that day. So they usually post it online what their special will be, but they do try to make a fun day out of it with something special. So I just encourage you to go find out.
Okay, thank you.
Jordan?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Tonight I have our new permit technician, Brittany Thomas, to introduce to you guys. For those in the community that don't know, our permit techs, our technician, takes a lot of our phone calls within building inspections, writes up permits and different things like that. And Brittany she started with us on the 28th of October, so we've had her for a little bit of time and been a great resource for us already. The biggest thing that we've been working on, and I want to plug it a little bit to you and even the community members out there, we have a new programming system that we're working through that should be operational by the end of the year. And Brittany's been helping us out, getting everything rolling and all the kinks worked out so we can get that working, which will allow us to take online payments and do some other things a lot more accessible online. And Brittany will be behind that. So anyway, this is our new permit tech, Brittany. So,
Hello, Brittany. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, the commissioners, you've had a chance to review the agenda. Are there any changes?
I move that we approve the agenda for the November 19th meeting.
Second.
We have a motion to approve the agenda by Commissioner Rohr, a second by Commissioner Braun. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. On to the minutes. You look for a motion to approve the minutes from the November 5th meeting.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes as documented for the November 5th, 2024 Board of City Commissioners meeting. Second.
We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Schoberg, a second by Commissioner Braun. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioners Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Now we'll move to the public hearing section of the agenda, considering a zone change from MA Industrial to CB Commercial for the Helbling 7th Edition. Andrew?
Good evening, Mayor Freilich and Commissioners. On the screen is the location map for this item. At previous City Commission meetings, the board did approve a right-of-way vacation and a minor plat for Helbling 7th Edition. An associated component with that project was a zone change. Zone changes follow their own schedule for review, and it's kind of trailed behind a little bit, so it's here for you this evening. With Helbling 7th Edition, 2 properties were consolidated and right-of-way removed, and the areas of the zone change are what's in cross marks here. So the ordinance would take all of Lot 1, Block 1, Helbling 7th Edition, and place it into the CB Commercial District, where before it was a mix of CB and MA zoning. And the second part would be to place those vacated right-of-ways more clearly into a zoning district, so they're in the adjacent MA district that is on the property. Other than that, no changes. No changes in land use. Primarily a housekeeping item for you this evening. And with this, I'd ask for a public hearing be conducted, and that the first consideration of the ordinance be approved under number 1 on resolutions and ordinances. Do you have any questions for me this evening?
Mr. Mayor, Andrew, can I off the cuff one at you?
Please.
Okay, on the let's see, what do I say? The 7th edition map that you have in the packet. I think it's second to the bottom there.
Yes, I have it on my screen here.
Okay. That Lower Hart River Water Resource District, you're shading there, the western boundary of the area, the more distinct black vertical line there. It's kind of cutting through that. Should somebody decide to build to the east of that line, is that going to cause any problems at all with the Hart River District?
Mayor Freilich, Commissioner Schoberg, there aren't any plans for development there, and if any were proposed, I would assure you that the city would bring it to the Water Resource District for their consideration and approval.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that.
Any other questions for Andrew? Okay, at this time, we will open the public hearing. Are there any comments? Second call for comments. Third and final call for comments. Hearing none, the public hearing is closed. And at this time, if you move to resolution and ordinances. Number 1. Looking for a motion.
I move to approve the first consideration of ordinance 1458.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Braun, a second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Now let's move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items you would like taken off the consent agenda? If none, look for a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Braun, a second by Commissioner Rohr. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioners Braun.
Yes.
Rohr.
Yes.
Schoberg.
Yes.
Heinchan.
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Let's move to new business. Consider the approval for the purchase of an air burner firebox S220 from General Service Administration. Director of Public Works, Shane O'Keefe.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Commissioners. Public Works seeks approval for the purchase of an air burner S220 firebox as previously approved in the 2024 budget with an allocation of $175,000. After reviewing multiple purchasing options, we have determined the most cost-efficient approach to buy the firebox directly through General Service Administration. This method allows us to leverage existing government contracts that have already been competitively bid. Other vendors were contacted, but none offered more competitive price than the GSA option. The AirBurner S220 is a specialized piece of equipment designed for efficient and environmentally friendly disposal of organic waste, including tree limbs and brush. It operates at a high temperature, significantly reducing waste to volume and minimizing environmental impact compared to traditional burning methods. This purchase will enhance our waste management capabilities and ensure compliance with environmental regulations. In addition, the firebox will streamline operations by reducing personnel time, eliminating the need for trench digging and ash cleanup, and will replace the current air curtain, offering greater efficiency and environmental benefit in waste disposal. This purchase aligns with our goals of improving waste management infrastructure and reducing our environmental footprint. I recommend approving the purchase of the air burner Firebox S220 from General Service Administration. I'll open for questions.
Commissioners?
Mayor Shane, first of all, I'd like to commend you, and I'm assuming Fire Chief Bitts had a little bit to do with this research prior to your arrival on scene. And I just want to extend an appreciation to you for exploring all opportunities and all options available for a budget-wise purchase of a machine that's already been proven. Is it true that this machine could also be used to facilitate quicker cleanup should a natural disaster hit our community, tornado and such?
Commissioner Solberg, Mayor Freilich, yes, this, if emergency would happen, we would be able to move it into town and do a cleanup with it,
Because it's on
if necessary.
skid plates, right?
Correct. Yep, we'd put it on a roll truck and bring it in.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Move to approve the purchase of the air burner Firebox S220 from General Service Administration.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Brown, second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Commissioner Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Second item under new business, consider acceptance as a sub-guarantee for the Federal Emergency Management Agency 2022 grant for the Lower Heart River Flood Risk Reduction Project. Mr. Neubauer.
Mayor Freilich and Commissioners, that is a mouthful, but in essence, it is to accept some FEMA grant money to help assist funding of the Lower Heart Water Resources District project of the levee on the south side of Mandan. This award really is related to phase one of the project, which includes the engineering and design to complete that, to get it ready to go to bids. The award is 2.7, we'll talk in kind of round numbers, $2.7 million out of the $4.8 million expected cost on this project to get to us to that point where we can bid this project out. The local funding share would be $2.1 million. The City Commission back in February and March of 2022 approved a citywide assessment district for this project. There would be both commercial and residential properties included in a Tier 1 and in Tier 2. Tier 1 would be for those areas that would be inundated on a potential flood from the Heart River. Tier 2 would be the rest of the city. We set it up that way because we know that if we have to have those properties in the inundation area buy flood insurance, it's going to be a significant detriment to the community as a whole. Therefore, we created this district as a citywide, and there would be different levels of funding set up in that assessment district. So, in essence, in short, again, this is the acceptance of the $2.7 million for the phase one of the project. That would get us into the phase two, and then that contract would also work towards getting us the additional money that's been obligated for the construction of this project on the phase two part, which again is about $11.1 million. So timeline of this would be, we're looking at, again, as I mentioned earlier, in February of 2022, the assessment district was created. In talking with the engineers, we're looking at potentially a fall of 2025 bid package to go out. These are estimates, so please don't hold our feet to the fire, but that is what we are looking at as far as a project bid time. Potentially 2026 and 2027 construction, wrap up things in 2028. It's kind of like the Memorial Highway project. It's a significant project, lots of timelines and significant dollars involved. We'd wrap up in 2028 with leftover construction, and then assess the project would see that on your property tax statements in the November, December of 2028. Again, in big general terms, the total project costs are about $24.5 million. Estimated federal funds would be 13.8. State funds would be also used to offset this project of $5.1 million, leaving the local share on the special assessment district of about 5.5 million. So $25 million project, $5.5 million is our local share. That's a pretty good deal, in my opinion, on this project. So again, we're looking at approval on the phase 1 portion of this grant acceptance to be for tonight. If there are any questions, I'll do my best to answer them.
Here, Jim, I did notice the project one, which is probably the engineering, is about 24%, if I calculated right. A lot of our major projects for streets, is that more like 10 or 15% for getting things ready for engineering?
Mayor Freilich and Commissioner Rohr, this project has gone through many iterations, I should say, and there have been changes at the FEMA level and the specifications. It is a complicated and complex project, therefore I think the engineering costs in there are higher than a normal street improvement project would be.
Okay.
So, and again, partners in this project are the City of Mandan and Lower Heart Water Resource District, where it's the city would be doing the financing on this project, and the repayment would be through Special Assessment District on the local side.
Do you have that assessment number for Tier 1 and Tier 2?
Tier 1 and Tier 2, again, back in February of 2022 and March, the Tier 1 assessments we're looking at for the commercial properties of roughly $2,200 per property and $1,700 per property. And the Tier 2s would be a total of roughly $529 and $423. That was when we estimated the local share to be about 7.7 million. Because we've been able to obtain additional grant money for this, that local share goes from 7.7 down to 5.5. So you might see about a 20% reduction in those numbers, provided all those numbers hold true. And that would be a payable, those are not per year as specials, those would be payable over a 15-year period. So if it were a Tier 2 at $529 over 15 years, you can divide that out and come up with your yearly cost.
Mayor, Jim, what's the project time from time it starts to completion?
Yep.
How many, is that several years or more? How long is the time estimated?
Mayor Freilich and Commissioner Rohr, we're looking at potentially, again, these are potential date numbers or date years. We're looking at bidding the project out in the fall of 2025 if all goes really optimistically. We'd be constructing in 2026 and 2027, and then with wrap up in 2028. And 2028 property tax statement is when you would most likely see those special assessment costs on your statement.
This project, it's not going to be incumbent on any movements around town or businesses. Basically, it's going to be confined more to the dock areas. What I'm getting at is the project itself, when it gets under construction, is not going to be impeding much in a way of the business and activities within the city, will it?
Mayor Freilich and Commissioner Rohr, individual businesses should be fine. The effect will be on, one of the big effects will be on the Mandan Municipal Golf Course along Hole 4 or on the west side of the Muni. And those details are to be worked out on trying to be least impactful to the golf course as possible. I think I hit that.
Okay.
Looking at Fire Chief Bitts, who is a member of the Lower Heart Water Resource District Board. So
Good.
I think I got that right.
Any other questions?
No further questions? Could I get a motion?
I move to accept the non-disaster grant fiscal year 2022 award.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Brown, a second by Commissioner Schoberg. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Commissioners Heinchan,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. On to resolution and ordinances. We already took care of item number 1. Item number 2, second consideration of ordinance 1457 related to the Keitel Estate annexation. Andrew?
Mayor Freilich and Commissioners, this ordinance was introduced at the previous meeting, which brings in the property that's shaded on the map into the city's corporate boundary for future single-family residential development on the parcel. No changes have been made. This is its final consideration. Do you have any questions for me?
Any further questions?
Move to approve the second consideration of ordinance 1457.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Brown, a second by Commissioner Heinchan. Any other discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Commissioners Braun,
Yes.
Rohr,
Yes.
Schoberg,
Yes.
Heinchan,
Yes.
Mayor Freilich.
Yes. Any other business before the commission tonight? Seeing none, I will read the upcoming dates for commission meetings. December 3rd, 2024 at 5:30. December 17th, 2024 at 5:30. And January 7th, get this right, 2025 at 5:30. With that, nothing else to discuss, except be kind to your neighbor, and it's onward and upward, Mandan. Good night.
Move to adjourn.
Second.